Hey guys, my name's Ben Howard. Today we're out here at Century Park to check out the next disc from Goliath Discs, which is the Enoch. This one is basically their flagship fairway driver, which is supposed to be kind of like a T-Bird or any other like kind of beginner-friendly fairway driver you can think of. They actually have a pretty interesting feel, and I don't know if you can see it from the side profile or not, but these are actually really deep, and they feel a lot like a mid-range. And I don't know if it's something you'll be able to see today or not, but these actually fly kind of like a mid-range, almost like in the sense of like a Crave or something like that, where like they're kind of those discs that bridge the gap between mid-ranges of fairway drivers. This one's a lot faster than the Crave or a lot of those other discs, and I can get these to go a lot farther than those. So it's interesting to see that like they still have that same kind of like slow, floaty flight that you'll see a lot out of mid-ranges. But the other interesting thing about these discs is that depending on the color and the plastic you get in these things are completely different when it comes to flight. Like this is the white OT one. I believe this is the only color OT you can get right now. These are the most stable ones I found. These are like a -1-1 where like I can get it to turn a little bit, but it'll fight out near the end. And then this orange Oasis one is close to that, but it doesn't want to fight out near the end anymore. Just wants to kind of hold that angle and keep going right. I'd say this is like a -2-1 maybe or something like that. And then this blue one is like a -4, where this thing will flip up, turn over, and will fight out at the end. But this thing is extremely understable, especially compared to these two. And like, let me show you I'll give you a side profile of all three of them, where like you see the white one on top, yellow one or orange one, and blue one. Like I cannot tell a difference between these two, and especially to have that big of a difference in flight between them is really interesting to see. I mean, like obviously it's not something you want when you're looking at consistency, but that's something I like, where like I could just pick up a bunch of different discs and like they all have the same hand feel, but they're going to give me the completely different flights. So if that sounds interesting to you, please go check out Goliath Discs. I'll have their website down in the description. And if you use code BenHoward10, it'll get you 10% off your order. So please go check them out if you're interested. But let's go and get in the video. All right, guys, we're on hole 10. This one's a par 3, 260 feet. You can see the basket just straight ahead. But the route I'm going to be taking is I'm going to go out to the left with the blue Enoch, trying to get it to turn over and just fade back to the right. I'm going to throw either the orange one or the white one after I throw this one, just to kind of give you a comparison and show you how much more stable those two are compared to this one. But let's go ahead and put this under the basket. God, pull that, but ooh. Oh, now crap. Hopefully I wasn't in the way of that, but you can see that flipped up, turned all the way over, and rode right the whole time. And I'll throw the white one to give you a comparison. This one I'm actually have to throw an Anheuser. Oh, gotta get out of the way again. Hopefully you can see that, because that time it actually held the Anheuser the whole time, flattened out, and then pushed straight near the end. Today is the first day that's been close to or below freezing, so feeling really stiff right now. All plastic's not feeling very grippy, so today might be rough. We'll see. Oh, almost. All right, guys, so we're on hole 11. This one's a par 4, like right at 400 feet. Basically, we're just trying to hit the gap you can see straight in front of us, get across the ditch, and then the basket's up on top of the hill. I'm going to throw these two Enochs just to kind of show the difference between these two stability. I'm going to go with the white one as my main play. But really just kind of hug this left side, get to kind of turn off of it just a little bit, flatten out, and then push straight through the gap. Pulled it. Dang. You can see even with that being the more stable one, it's still going to give me that little bit extra turn, and there's a right to left wind, so it's just kind of, that time it just held it over. So this one I'm going to have to put on a little bit of hyzer, see if I can get to stand up into the gap. better, but just pulled it again. I don't know why that's so easy to do in this hole. Okay, so I actually got across the ditch with the white one. I didn't think I would, but we'll try a little patent pending turnover with the orange Enoch. Oh, pulled it. Kick out. Almost. Oh, man. Dang. Thought I did it. All right, guys, we're on hole 12. This one's a par 4, 390 feet. Basket's just straight ahead if you're going in this left gap. If you go in the right gap, you really need like an overstable distance driver to get like a big skip back. So I'm just going to try and push the orange Enoch straight down the left side. Really just got to kind of hug the left side rough, get it to bend off of it, push straight, and see if we can get down there to the basket. Keep turning. Keep turning. Oh, actually got halfway, not farther down there. Let me try the white Enoch too. Still just trying to get warmed up at this point. That's close. Just gotta hit it right in the middle of the gap. Come on. Better. Yeah, that's the shape. Ooh, big skip. But you can see that one does have a nice bout of finish to it, where like that orange one just doesn't really have that bite to it. So yeah, we got pretty far down here. I'm gonna try this orange Enoch on a little bit of a forehand turnover and see how well it does. I haven't really tried throwing these on a forehand, so I don't feel too comfortable, but let's see how it goes. Ooh, good catch. All right, guys, so we're on hole 13. This one's a par 3, I think like 240 feet, give or take. You can see it just straight ahead. I'm going to take the OT Enoch. I'm going to try and throw it smooth out to the right, see if I can just kind of get it to fade in towards the basket. I just got to be careful because there's a stream off to the left. It's out of bounds. So I really got to make sure that if I do any mistake is that I go long and straight. But just got to make sure to give this a correct amount of power. Ah, it's too low. Skip. Go. Okay. That should be like an edge of circle 2 bid from there. Y'all know the saying, you got to make a bad shot in order to make a big putt. Let's go and do it. Oh, almost. All right, guys, we're on hole 14. This one's a par 3, 305 feet, just straight ahead. Two things to really pay attention to in this hole. First off, we got double Mandos right off the tee. Other than that, we've got Obi Creek off to the left. So really just want to hit this gap, have something that'll bend to the right and never really go back left. So I'm going to go with the orange Enoch. This should finish back towards the left, but I'm really either just trying to go around the split tree you can see in front of us or between them. Either way should be fine, but see what we can do. Oh, stay high. Golly, needed that higher and through the middle of the gap, not towards the edge of it. Come on. Ah, almost. All right, guys, we're on hole 15. This one's a par 4, 540 feet. Basket is basically just dead straight ahead on the other side of this hill you can see in front of us. Biggest thing to pay attention to is got a Mando left of this tree up here. But I think I'm going to throw all 3 of them and just kind of, because this is pretty much the only open hole on the back 9 where I can just kind of let them all fly and see how they actually compare to each other, because I really haven't done that in practice at all. So I'm be really curious to see what the big difference is between these 3, but I'm going to go with the OT Enoch as my main shot. Okay. I didn't feel like I got a good release on that one. Just kind of turned it over a little bit more than I meant to. I'm going to give this one a little bit more height. Yeah, there's got to be some headwind up there or something. These are turning over a lot more than I'm expecting them to. I am throwing them harder than I really have up to this point. So it could be that, but let's see. All right, for the blue one, I want to try and get this one down on a roller. Give it a little bit of anhyzer of the hand. Oh man, that's nice actually. Well, I missed the Mando, but that's a really nice roller though. That's pretty sick. All right, so I don't know if you can actually see the basket or not. It's straight ahead. I really got to throw something that'll kind of go from right to left. So I'm gonna throw the OT Enoch soft, give it some height, just try and get it there. Biggest thing is just don't want it to turn because I don't need it to turn. It's flat, fade. Kind of flipped up a little bit. That's probably gonna skip in the woods left, but I should have a putt. Get left, get left. Oh man, almost. All right, guys. So for hole 16, I'm gonna be playing the longer tee pad. It's about 250 feet. Really, the best play I've found is to go over this branch right here with something overstable. Just get it finished back to the left. Hopefully, get through the bushes that are on the right side of the basket. It's basically the same shot I threw on my approach shot for the last hole. Just smooth hyzer out to the right, let it finish back to the left. Nothing crazy. Get through the bush. Oh, hit the middle of the bush. All right, guys, we're on hole 17. This one's a par 3, 215 feet, just dead straight ahead. Biggest thing to pay attention to is got a creek that runs down the right side of the fairway, cuts across the fairway, and goes down the left side. So you can really just try and push something straight at it, go through all the trees. But what I like to do is just go out over the creek off the right, just try and get this to finish hard. I'm going to go with the Oasis Enoch just because I feel like it's not going to fade near as hard. It's going to give me that little bit of extra push. But I'm still not trying to throw this very hard. Just got to get the angle right, give it a good amount of height. Ooh. Get left, hurry. Oh, oh, dang. That might have gone in the creek on the other side. I don't know. We'll find out. Ooh, thank you. No chains. All right, guys, we're on hole 18. Final hole of the video. This one's a par 3, 295 feet. Just straight ahead. Biggest thing to pay attention to is the wooden fence all around this Marcy OB, which includes if you go through the fence, that counts as going out of bounds. So really don't want to do that. I'm going to throw all three of them again on this one. I don't really feel any headwind, so hopefully they'll fly truer. But I'm going to go with the OT as my main shot. That feels really good. There we go. Don't really need to throw another one now, but that feels more like what I expect out of that disc. It's going to turn, but it's going to fade. Now for the Oasis Enoch. Might not go in. Woo. Almost. That one felt like I put on a little bit more hyzer, and you can see it just kind of popped up, turned, and then eventually, it didn't really fade out. It just kind of pushed forward instead of wanting to actually fade. Woo. God, that thing flips so fast. Oh, I'm safe. Let's go. All right, guys, that finished up a round out here with the Enoch. I guess I don't know if you can really tell in the video today, but I believe this is going to be the disc that I'm going to have to put the most amount of time and effort into in order to put it into my bag. At least with the white one. The blue one, we figured out what that one does pretty quick. The orange one and the white one are about the same, I would say. The orange one is kind of more cut and dry what this will do. This one will turn, and if I give it enough height, it will flatten out. But this one's going to be more of like this, like a wood carving kind of disc, where I'm not really going to throw this out in the open very much. And that kind of goes with the white Enoch too. But I feel like this one I can use in almost every situation. This one, it kind of reminds me of what Michael Johansson talks about when he talks about the comet. He says that it will reward you when you throw it well, but if you throw it badly, it will punish you. And that's what I felt like I got out of this disc today, where like if I read the wind correctly and I learn the proper release angles, nose up angle, whatever else with this disc, I can get this thing to do anything I want it to do. I can get it to flip up and fade out. I can get it to hold the angle I put it on. I can get it to just fly dead straight like I did on 18. I can get this thing to turn over. I can do a ton of different stuff with this disc. So I'm really looking forward to working this into the bag and kind of figuring out what this thing can do, especially because this isn't the baseline plastic, so it's going to want to beat up. And I'm probably going to fly like this one, maybe. I don't know. That's what's going to be interesting to see. When it comes to recommendations, I would be really curious to see how these would fly for somebody that they can get their fairway drivers over 250 feet, but can't quite get them to 300 feet yet. I feel like these would be a really good lineup for them, because you could get, like I said, like these are all completely different discs basically when it comes to flight, but they have the same feel in the hand. So you could, that same person could have this one at be their overstable, this one be their straight, and this one be their understable, and they all have the same exact feel in the hand. And you can get these brand new and they'll fly like this out of the box, which is really, really nice. But like I said at the beginning of the video, if you're interested in trying these out, got the link down in the description to Goliath discs. Use my code BenHoward10, it'll get you 10% off your order. So please go check them out. Thank y'all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and y'all have a good one.